Hey, this is Charles Onyett with IGN.com here with Nick Kolan.
Hey everyone.
And we are playing the Tera beta, action MMO from Bluehole and Masse that's scheduled for now to come out in May 1st in North America. We're taking a look at the character classes in the game, and for this video we are looking at...
This is the Berserker.
Okay.
So this is he's a big chunky dude. That's the race, not the, I think it's the Amon. Is the race rather? Actually, it's a Baraka. What am I saying? So this is the Berserker. He's a big axe-wielding dude. Like the Lancer, he can't dodge, but he can block.
And the Lancer carries a lance.
That's right.
Surprisingly.
So the Berserker is a big axe wielder. His attacks are mostly single target focused. Only one of his main combo, one move of his 4-move main combo actually hits multiple characters.
What do you mean by 4-move main combo?
So every character has a sort of basic attack. Even like the spellcasters, they have like a basic spell attack. And that's usually mapped to your mouse button. In this case, it's just this axe combo I'm doing right now. And you'll see it's 4 moves, and each move actually deals a little more damage than the last one. The last move dealing a significant amount more damage. And
that's just, it's not automated, I guess, but it's also not a special attack. It's not like you have to press 4 different keys to get that to go.
Correct. And it actually serves a function besides just dealing damage. It generates mana for this character. A lot of the characters...
Which is now, it looks like it's degenerating.
It is degenerating, yeah. A lot of the characters actually generate mana with their... I think all of the melee characters generate mana with their melee attacks. Some of them have it degenerate. This character does. I believe the Lancer does as well. The Slayer doesn't. Slayer is the dual axe wielding melee attack. But the Slayer also tends to use more mana. Mana is used for everything that isn't the basic attack, really. And that includes blocking. So if I just stand here and take this attack, you'll see that I actually lose a little mana. Or this guy might actually be too weak for me to lose mana from. So it's just the act of blocking seems to be using up mana. So the Berserker, although his basic attack doesn't hit very many dudes at once, he can charge up a secondary attack and just spin through them.
It seems like you should do that every time.
Yeah, but that, of course, that uses mana, so I have to charge up with my auto attack. And because of the charge up time, it means that I can't just spam it. There's a cooldown with it as well. It's a pretty short cooldown. I think it's like 8 seconds. Which means that it can be used pretty regularly. But it means if in the heat of battle I'm getting wailed on, I probably don't want to use that. He's got a couple of other moves. He's got a stunning attack. Let's see if I can run over here and use it. So that's
well, that was AoE as well.
Yeah. Again, that uses mana. See, these are all special attacks though. So these all use mana and have like AoE or a stun or some sort of secondary function or just massive amounts of damage. The basic attack generates mana, deals damage, and that's about it.
And do you have skill combos unlocked for this guy?
I do.
Like that flatten that popped up?
So you'll see sometimes when I use it.
There's another one?
That's right. Sometimes when you use an attack, a context button pops up that says press spacebar and you'll use this move. I think you can actually program in those combos yourself. There may be some that are automated. In fact, I know that a lot of them are automated, but they are really useful because a lot of the combos are really sensible. For example, if you're playing a spellcaster, you'll lock someone in place with an ice spell, and then it'll be like, jump back, and then you press spacebar and you'll jump back. It's like a good escape mechanism, and it's the 2 moves together make a really good escape mechanism, and they're automatically chained together and you just have to press spacebar. I'll try and use that again, just so you have a good sense of what I mean. So that triggers that, and this triggers this, and then another move follows immediately afterwards.
That's Cyclone?
Yeah. So it's just it's a very simple combo. The Berserker, you may have noticed, is a lot slower than some of the other characters I may have shown you. He really requires someone to hold enemies steady for him to do a lot of damage, and he has some tanking ability. He's not quite as strong a tank as the Lancer or the Warrior, but his block, for example, is a good mechanism for mitigating damage. So I can just stand here and let them wail on me.
Yeah, blocking doesn't appear to drain your mana.
It does when you first use it. You'll see.
Yeah.
As I'm pressing it, it does. Which just means that you can't block at the very start of the fight if all of your mana is regenerated. So
so what are you picking up as well? Because the enemies are dropping stuff all over. I mean, obviously you're getting experience for making kills and everything like that. But what do enemies drop, and what do you actually equip on yourself?
So a lot of what you're saying the enemies drop is actually experience. Experience just sort of comes in the form of orbs, which is, I mean, it's no different from just getting experience by being near an enemy. It has a fancier visual. I like it because it means if I'm killing lower level enemies, I'm not getting experience, I'll know it immediately. But you'll also see I picked up a health mote just then. It's an item that as soon as I pick it up, it heals me, keeps me going in the middle of the field. I don't have to use a bandage or head back to town. You'll also see them dropping gold and items. In order to pick them up, I just have to press F. So they actually drop on the ground. It's not on a body. And I think in group combat, when you're in a group, everybody sees those objects, so everybody can run over and start picking them up. So that's sure to cause a lot of tension.
But I mean, in terms of gear, like, can you open your equip menu and just show off the type of thing that you'll be getting and how you equip your character? I guess once you kill the skeleton dual lance rider here, or whatever his name is.
The Furious Dragoon.
Yeah, that guy.
So, I mean, like a lot of games, enemies drop weapons, they drop armor, they drop potions. They also drop explosives, which can be attached to a hotkey and used as weapons. If your character doesn't have a lot of AoE attacks or isn't ranged, you can actually supplement that with bombs. See if I might actually have a bomb here. I do. So we'll put that in number 3. This is a pre-made character. So there's some crystals here. These are used to augment your character. If I open up the character screen, you've got a lot of different armor items here, but not quite as many as a lot of games. So, I mean, World of Warcraft, the Old Republic, they all have like 14 plus gear slots. This only has, 10? And then you've got these crystal slots, which go quite a ways towards augmenting your character further. And these are based off of what equipment you have. That determines how many slots you have. For this character, for example, I get a constant 20 mana per second 20 mana per 5 seconds regeneration outside of combat or in combat, which just means that during combat, I don't have to worry about hitting things quite so much to use all my abilities. There's also augmentation crystals or enhancement crystals that will increase your maximum health or health regeneration or your movement speed, which is really good for ranged characters who need to stay out of combat. It's just an interesting way to modify your character.
And then it seems like the armor designs are pretty cool. I don't know if you found a whole bunch of different armor designs, but there's a lot of detail that goes into...
They are extremely detailed.
Each set, so I don't know if it's really rare to find new armor, but that's a lot more detail than you normally find in MMO armor sets, especially I mean, you're nowhere near the cap and you're already wearing armor that elaborate.
Yeah, not only are they really intricate looking and quite beautiful, they also seem to change quite wildly based on your race and even gender. A lot of the more humanoid races aren't quite as covered up as this character is, and that goes for both genders, even though it might be the same piece of armor. Say a high elf male might have a giant patch of flesh showing in the middle because they like to show off their gut, whereas these dudes are completely covered up. However, I think items are very specific to the class. For example, this Berserker is only ever going to be able to use axes. You'll never see a Berserker with a sword. I'm not even sure about the armor. The armor I think armor is more generic, so anybody can wear certain types of armor.
But it will appear differently depending on the race.
That's right. So that's a quick overview of the Berserker and some of the systems in Tera. You can see some other classes on IGN.com.